guys the biggest obstacle to my productivity now. These 3 cats. I wouldn't be here if I didn't start praying to God harder. Everything I ask for from Allah has come to fruition, but it just comes to fruition in the form of trials, in the form of pressure, to see how we perform, to see how we actually respond. I forgot people really existed. I was like just locked in my room, had my family and then the people at the mosque. Now I'm in a bigger environment and the only option is to win. YouTube. What's up, boys? So the day's come. I'm moving out of my parents' house today. Packed all my stuff. I'm on the way to the apartment now. It's the hottest day in England. It's like 32 degrees, which we're not used to. There's a lot of traffic, and my boy said apparently the apartment's quite hot. It's going to be a bit of a sauna, but man, I was getting quite emotional leaving, and I'm not someone that's going to sit there and be like, oh well, my feelings, but like who I was when I moved back home 2 years ago. Like, I was a complete degenerate. I was making haram money. I was just coming off of drugs. I didn't have the best relationship with my family. But what I wanted to do was channel all of my energy and all of my efforts into becoming successful. And back then I thought it'd be really easy. I thought it'd be this like overnight thing, like, oh, I'm just going to find this one business model and then overnight I'm going to be successful. And I used so much of that obsession and that energy to really propel me forward. I tried and failed so many different things on top of my work in my 9 to 5, and I started getting closer with my brother, and me and him, like, we were both starting this journey of like business together. And man, it's really bittersweet leaving them, because it's not like I'm so far away. I'm like half an hour away, but like they've done a lot for me, and like now's my time to really pay them back. Like now we're retiring my mom. I got closer with my dad too, but it's like I'm putting all of this time into progress and work and my business and stuff, and it's paying off. And I've got way bigger goals. Like I want to be making 100k a month, 200k a month, 100k a week. And that means that I can't spend as much time with my family as I'd like. Just need to make sure that this sacrifice doesn't go in vain. So that's what I'm going to be channeling all of my energy towards, just making sure I'm the most productive, the most efficient with my time. I'm learning at the quickest rate. I'm influencing as many other people as I can. I want you guys to come up with me, and we're on this journey absolutely crushing it together, so that we can give back to all of those people in our lives that have been with us, that have been with us through the mud, that have dealt with the worst versions of us. Even when we weren't showing up for them, they still showed up for us. Because the way that we keep our purpose strong is understanding that it's so much bigger than just us. Like, there's so many other people that are waiting for us to be their kind of saving grace, and that's our duty as men. That doesn't come without us developing ourselves in every metric. Like, we want to show up as the biggest, strongest, fittest, most efficient, kindest, best character, closest to God, so that we get all of those blessings and we can bestow them on everyone around us. Because man, even my connection with God back then, like I prayed and stuff, but it wasn't like where it is now, like where I'm more consistent and I turn to God before anyone else. Like, and he's blessed me so much. Like I made on my whiteboard a few months ago in June, like a bunch of goals that I'm going to achieve, and I was just like going about my day, just going through the motions, not realizing how close I'm actually coming to them. Like, one of them was I want to get closer to moving out to Dubai, and it's really paving the path that way. And I always had this idea that I'm going to move out to an apartment in Manchester, and I'm going to start making more content, and I'm going to grow my coaching business and help people that way. And then I'm going to be gearing up to go to Dubai. And it's like the first step of that's happening. And all those early mornings, waking up at 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. and praying to Allah and getting in the gym and the cardio, and you guys seeing me do that on the Instagram, and me hitting the gym every day and working all day, like, it's all starting to pay off. It's all starting to come to fruition. All the past year, knocking doors in the freezing cold, not getting paid for months on end, all of it's starting to come to fruition. Because I won't give up. I'll never give up. I'll never bend the knee. Because we have so much potential when we just channel our obsession in the right direction. And the only way we find our direction is just through that brute force initially. But then it comes from the systems. It comes from how much am I going to develop? Because the biggest constraint to any business, to any person, is always the person. The more that we develop ourselves, the more that we do the hard things that no one else wants to do. When it's 4 a.m. and it's freezing cold and your covers are tugging you back into the bed, and no one else would, in their right minds, would get up, but you get up and you drink your water and you do your push-ups and you go and get ready to pray to Allah and head to the gym. That stuff doesn't go unnoticed. When you're in the gym and you don't feel like it again, that doesn't go unnoticed. When you're in front of the laptop and your eyes are hurting and you don't even know if the work you're doing today is going to be rewarded to you tomorrow, but you still do it, that doesn't go unnoticed. Like, none of our sacrifice will go in vain. It's all about just having that long-term goal, have the vision, envision it every day, but work as if it's only up to today. Work as if it's only up to our efforts today. And that's been the one thing that's helped me so much over these past couple of years. And I'm going to give back to everyone around me, inshallah. Yeah, when I get to the apartment, I'll show you guys when everything's set up and it's the start of a new chapter, inshallah. This is the building, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. Like, most people I've been seeing, they're in better shape than me. Some people are making more money than me. And just getting in these environments compared to when I was just living at home makes me realise I need to go so much harder. So much harder. Yesterday I saw this guy running in town with his top off. He was shredded, tanned. I was like, fucking hell, I need to go harder in the gym. And now I've got kind of that pressure of performance, like I've got bills to pay, got real responsibilities now. So this is my room. Laundry basket, whiteboard with the goals. Obviously prayer, alhamdulillah. Made the bed. And this is where the magic will happen. It's where we get to work. Got a nice coffee and this view. Alhamdulillah. It's 10:33 and nothing's changed. Like, I did my morning cardio, woke up at 5 and got straight to work, because this morning when I woke up, man, I was tired. I only had like 5 hours sleep and I was like, oh, well, I'm here. Like, the initial thought was like, oh, I can rest a bit longer because I'm here. And I had to go through that mental battle. But then as soon as that bitch voice started coming to fruition, I just grabbed for my water and started making my bed, and then went to the bathroom to go pray. Because it's easy to get caught in that loop of comfort, especially when you've like leveled up per se. And it's easy to like celebrate the win by actually deterring yourself. But I had to remind myself, like, no, I've got responsibilities now. And now I've got like that kind of constant pressure, like, I need to perform, I need to perform, I need to perform, I need to do better. And I'm blessed to have that now. So went and hit the cardio this morning. Now I'm going to hop into some deep work and just really move at that intensity, because we don't have time to waste. Like, when I was in my parents' house, things were more comfy. But being in this environment makes me realise I need to succeed so much more. And I'm going to start waking up earlier again. As soon as the prayer times got a bit better, I'll start waking up at 4:30, 4 a.m. and I'm turning into a whole new animal. It's easy to get ungrateful as well, because I moved here and then I was like, right, I've done this. Now I'm already thinking about, right, I need to go to Dubai, I need to go to the next thing. The only way I'm going to get there is through my personal development, through locking in on my habits more, through not wasting any time scrolling, through just hopping from task to task to task to task, eating cleaner, training harder in the gym. All of these things are going to provide me the energy and fuel I need to succeed. And it's these fundamentals that take us the furthest. I wouldn't be here if I didn't start praying to God harder. Everything I ask for from Allah has come to fruition, but it just comes to fruition in the form of trials. It comes to fruition in the form of pressure, to see how we perform, to see how we actually respond. And now I'm grateful to have that blessing. So if you guys haven't moved out of your parents' house already and you've started to get some motion and progress, do it, because you're going to be thrown into the deep end a lot more and realize there's a whole world out there. I forgot people really existed. I was like just locked in my room, had my family and then the people at the mosque. But now I'm in a bigger environment and the only option is to win. I'll show you guys the biggest obstacle to my productivity now. These 3 cats. They haunt me whenever I'm trying to make food, whenever I'm trying to do anything. They jump up. They're cute, don't get me wrong. Wow. They keep coming for me. But apartment's nice, man. Like I'm gonna keep saying, it's all about the energy. I managed to get a lot more done. I'm able to make videos like on my own accord. I just feel that pressure, I feel that independence, and it's really showing. And I'm gonna have some water now. There's a gym in the building, so I'm gonna go have this water, go hit a quick chest and bicep session, and then get on some sales calls for the afternoon. And then I'm gonna go see my family later, ironically. It's my grandma's birthday, so I'm gonna spend the night at home. But it's just having this own space, man. That's the biggest thing, and I'm so grateful for it. When you are grateful to Allah, He always increases you. He always gives you more. Like, I thought that I'd be in this apartment in like January, but I wasn't grateful. I wasn't the man. I hadn't developed myself. And then I tried to make it happen in like March, but I also wasn't ready. I also wasn't that grateful. My connection with him wasn't amazing. But then after my Umrah trip, after I went and just prayed for everything, like crying my eyes out, just really emotional in the prayer. Pretty much everything's come to fruition. Alhamdulillah, in one form or another. In the form of trials, in the form of tests, but it's never exactly as you imagine it, but it starts to come to fruition. Oh, so blessed, man. So blessed to be able to go and attack another day with God by our sides. And the more that we turn to Him, the more He increases us. I'm gonna go hit this workout now. My boy's got a water filter. I've moved in with my boy. He's got this sick water filter. I don't really know how to work it. But it does give you the best water. There we go. One sec. So you get like pH 9.5, which is the best apparently. How do I turn it on though? Okay, like this. Oh, here we go. Here we are. I knew you'd come. But go away, man. This one's the dad. This one's like proper angry. Very protective over his kids. I always have this face off now. We'll get on soon enough. Won't we? Hey? He's probably wondering what this camera is. I spent the last 2 days with family. Kind of switched off, I'll be real. And it's not very often that I do that, but I realised that giving more of that time to Allah, I feel a lot more at peace. And alhamdulillah, I got paid very well on Friday as well. So it was like the times where I've kind of scaled back a little bit and just given more time to my Lord, I've ended up seeing more barakah. I've ended up seeing more blessings. I've ended up making more money while still having the drive to work more, but understanding that God's the one who provides. So I don't think it's unproductive giving that time there. But when I was seeing family, they were all kind of asking questions about me moving out and all that kind of stuff. And it's a thing, like, what I realised is most adults are still like, you can see the little boy in them. You can still see the kid in them. Like most adults, they're not really matured past the point of like their teenage years. And some of the family members, like, they can't comprehend your ambitions and your success. So, like, if I'm 24 and I'm making the same wage as someone that's like 20, 30 years older than me, it hurts their ego. And one of my cousins, he asked me, he was like, "Oh, how long are you going to stay in the apartment for?" Because I'm in Manchester. And I was like, "Oh yeah, just until I move to Dubai, because that's my aim. I want to work here, grind, and then get to Dubai and start living my life out there." And one of my uncles overheard, and he was like, "Oh, what? So you're staying there permanently then?" And I was like, "Bro, what kind of mindset is that? Like, you're 25 years older than me. Why would you say something so negative? Why would you try and bring someone down who has already said everything else, who's already achieved everything else that he said he's going to do?" And it's so negative. And that's just how the majority of people think, because your ambition threatens other people, because it reminds them of what they couldn't achieve. It reminds them of who they could have been. And when they look at you having achieved the things that they thought that they couldn't, it really, really hurts their ego. And I've got such a long way to go now. Like, every day I'm just trying to get better. Every day I'm just trying to go harder. Every day I'm trying to develop myself into the man who can achieve so much more than I already have. Because right now it's just step one. And you have to take on these negative voices head on. You have to just be immune to their negativity and just use it as fuel. So many people overlook this, but as humans, we naturally crave the validation of other people. And when you're ordained for success, it's because someone's filled you with that belief at some point. Someone's told you you can. And then when people tell you you can't, you can either get discouraged by it, or you can just use it as endless fuel to prove them wrong. You're not going to let this person live in your head. You're not going to let them cast that doubt and fear into you. But you're just going to use it as further fuel to reconsolidate who you are. You're going to wake up earlier. You're going to hit the gym harder. You're going to learn more skills. You're going to take more calls. You're going to live a way more regimented life. And prove all of the doubters wrong. I genuinely think that's what it's all about. And that's why we're on this journey. Because we're walking the path that hasn't been walked by many. You got so much more potential than you realise, bro. It just comes from locking in your systems and your habits. Keep pushing.